What happens when friendship collides with ambition, and only one can survive the moment? Welcome to Tennis Desk, your go-to place for the latest tennis drama, match breakdowns, and unforgettable moments from the ATP Tour. This wasn't just another semi-final. This was personal. On one side of the net stood Alexander Zverev, a top-3 player, a defending champion, and a familiar force on clay. On the other side, Flavio Cobolli, a rising star, hungry, fearless, and ready to prove that he belongs among the elite. But what unfolded in Munich wasn't just a tennis match. It was a story of belief, pressure, friendship, and a breakthrough moment that left one man in tears. From the very first point, something felt different. Cobolli didn't walk onto the court like an underdog. He walked in like someone who had already made up his mind. He wasn't here to compete, he was here to win. His body language was calm, his focus unshakable, and every shot carried intent. Meanwhile, Zverev had the weight of expectations on his shoulders. As the defending champion at the ATP Munich Open, the crowd expected him to dominate. This was his territory. His moment. His title to defend. But tennis doesn't care about expectations. Early in the match, Cobolli sent a message, loud and clear. Clean winners. Aggressive returns. Precision that left Zverev scrambling. Point after point, the Italian began to take control, not just of the rallies, but of the entire atmosphere. And then came the first set. Cobolli didn't just win it, he owned it. 6-3. Zverev, usually so composed, started to show cracks. A missed forehand here. A frustrated glance there. You could feel the pressure building. This wasn't going according to plan. But what made this match even more intense was something deeper than competition. These two players aren't just rivals, they're friends. They've trained together, traveled together, shared moments off the court. And now, they were forced to battle each other for a place in the final. That emotional layer added a different kind of tension, one that doesn't show up on the scoreboard. Cobolli later admitted it himself. Facing someone you respect, someone you genuinely like, it's never easy. Every point feels heavier. Every celebration feels a little more complicated. But once the match starts, there's no room for hesitation. The second set began, and all eyes were on Zverev. Would he respond like a champion? Would he fight back and turn this around? For a moment, it seemed possible. But Cobolli had other plans. He didn't slow down. He didn't lose focus. If anything, he elevated his level even further. His serve was nearly untouchable, dropping barely any points. His winners kept piling up, 32 in total by the end of the match. Let that sink in. 32 winners against one of the best players in the world. This wasn't luck. This was brilliance. Zverev tried to find answers, but nothing seemed to work. Every time he pushed, Cobolli pushed harder. Every time he attacked, Cobolli responded with even greater intensity. And then, just like that, it was over. Another 6-3 set. Straight sets. Game, set, match, Flavio Cobolli. Silence. Then applause. Then realization. The defending champion had fallen. But what happened next is what truly defined the moment. As the final point ended, Cobolli didn't celebrate wildly. He didn't roar or jump in triumph. Instead, he paused. And then, the emotions hit. Tears. Right there on the court. Because this wasn't just a win. This was everything he had worked for. Every training session. Every setback. Every doubt. It all led to this moment, his second ATP 500 final of the year. And he had done it by defeating a top-3 player. A close friend. A champion. After the match, Cobolli opened up about the experience, calling it one of the best performances of his career. You could hear it in his voice, pride, relief, and a touch of disbelief. He knew what this meant. This victory wasn't just about reaching a final. It was a statement. A message to the entire tennis world: he's not just a promising talent anymore, he's a serious contender. And the numbers back it up. With this win, Cobolli became one of only a few players this season to reach ATP finals on both clay and hard courts, joining elite names like Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. Think about that for a second. He's now being mentioned in the same breath as two of the biggest stars in the sport. That's not just impressive, it's a sign of something bigger. His ranking. Climbing fast. Live rankings placed him just outside the top 10, knocking on the door of tennis' most exclusive club. And now, all eyes turn to the final. Cobolli will face either Ben Shelton or Alex Malkin, two very different challenges, but both standing between him and another title. So here's the big question. Can he finish the job? Can he carry this momentum, this emotion, this incredible level of play, all the way to the trophy? Or will the pressure of the final prove too much? That's the beauty of tennis. Nothing is guaranteed. But one thing is certain, Cobolli has already changed the narrative. Just months ago, he was seen as a talented player with potential. Now, he's proving he can deliver on the biggest stages, against the toughest opponents. And let's not forget, he's already lifted a major ATP 500 title earlier this season. So this isn't a one-time story. This is a pattern. A rise. A breakthrough year. Meanwhile, for Zverev, this loss raises questions. What went wrong? Was it just an off day? Or is there something deeper happening under the surface? Because when a player of his caliber loses in straight sets, especially as a defending champion, it's not something you ignore. He'll need to regroup, reset, and come back stronger. Because the competition isn't waiting. Players like Cobolli are coming fast. And they're not afraid. That's the new reality of men's tennis. The next generation isn't knocking on the door anymore. They're kicking it down. And moments like this, emotional, unexpected, unforgettable, are exactly why we love this sport. So what do you think? Was this the best match of Cobolli's career so far? Can he win the final and continue his incredible run? And what about Zverev, will he bounce back stronger, or is this a warning sign for the rest of his season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take on this dramatic showdown. Because one thing is clear. Munich gave us more than just a result. It gave us a story we won't forget anytime soon. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates. See you in the next one.